Hi everyone, it's Ben from Trekitt and we're out here in the beautiful woods near Croft Castle, up over there somewhere. Got Harry behind the camera as always. He's sat there just like me, dangling my legs over the side, just on that side instead. And we're here to give you an inside look video into the Montane Orbiton 25-28. Over the course of the video we'll go through what the Orbiton is, what it's designed for, where we expect you to really use it, and anything that we particularly like about it, all of its features, kind of everything you need to know about the Orbiton pack. So stay tuned and we'll go into a little bit more detail about it. So first and foremost, what is the Orbiton 25-28? We'll address the 25-28 part of that first. It is primarily a 25 litre capacity bag, but it does have a little bit of expansion built into it with some zips that make it expanding capacity to 28 litres. What Montane have tried to do with the Orbiton is make a bag that is or pack that is a little bit more suitable for multi-activity use, rather than having an individual pack that is sort of suited to each specific activity. Something like the Orbiton is quite versatile in the respects that they expect you to be using it in slightly different situations. And there are a few little quirks to this pack that make it a little bit more adaptable to those situations. So be you cycle commuting to work, going for a hike, going for a trail run, something like that, the Orbiton has you covered because its adjustable hip belt and a few other features on the pack make it a very versatile pack for using for just about anything, and it's just a really nice size for sort of a general purpose day pack. So what's it made from? Well, the Orbiton has two main materials on it, both of Montane's own design. So you've got the Raptor Grid nylon in the main portion of the bag here that is a little bit more durable and just feels really solid despite being lightweight. And then you've also got the Raptor stretch fabric on the front panel here, and that helps with the extra capacity along with those zips that I mentioned before. So this is effectively a four-way stretch fabric, so think of it a little bit more like a soft shell fabric. So you get extra capacity and an awful lot of stretch here. So those two materials combined in strategic areas mean that this pack is a little more adaptable and will stretch to accommodate a little bit more load. Moving around to the back system has fast wicking air mesh built into it and on the straps as well. So it's really good at sweat wicking and is lightweight and comfortable. But we'll go a little bit more into the back system when I turn this guy around. Moving around to that back system, first and foremost you have, I use their click and go system here, which is really convenient for getting the chest strap off. I just left that done up for now. Back system, you've got those two air mesh sections here with a central channel that allows a little bit of airflow. So heat naturally rises, you know, it rises up and vents out of the top of the pack. So you've got these two panels here that will wick sweat away and keep the main body of the pack with that channel there so that it sort of ventilates up and out, keeping the pack a little bit more breathable. And the same material on the shoulder straps as well. And these shoulder straps take some inspiration from a trail running vest style harness, just because they are a little bit wider and go up a little bit further. That then enables you to have sort of slightly bigger pockets, but it means it's a more comfortable carry and spreads the load a little bit more. But the real funky thing about the Orbiton is that it does have an adjustable hip belt, not in the sense that it is just adjustable in terms of getting bigger and smaller like most hip belts will do. It also has some distinct modes, which we'll get some close-ups of because it's quite hard to see from this camera angle. But you essentially have some poppers on the back side of the harness here. So the harness is held in with poppers, and you can adjust the angle of it, whether you want to have it in cycle mode, which is sort of towards the bottom, in run mode, sort of in the middle of the two, and then in hike mode where it's at the top. And that changes the angle of the hip belt and changes the position slightly, making the bag a little bit more of a comfortable carry when you are using it in different situations, different scenarios. It holds the pack in a slightly different way that, you know, is really quite clever. So with this pack, it is adjustable in the hip belt. So you've got those three positions. They are tucked away and hidden underneath the bottom of the back system here. But you can kind of see on the side, it is also labeled up, but we've got little poppers running along here. And this hip belt at the moment is in the run position. So it's on the middle two poppers, but there is a lower position for cycle and a higher position for hike, so it will help the bag sit a little bit differently on you. It is going to be somewhat trial and error, so what feels and fits best. It's not necessarily that you have to use a cycle one for cycling. Some people might find that one a little bit more comfortable for hiking or running with. that's where sort of your different back lengths come into play. But we'll pop it into each different mode so you can see what it looks like on me in those different modes, and then you can figure out which mode might be right for you. At the moment, this is in cycle mode, which is in the lowest hip belt position. So just imagine I'm on a bicycle. If you'd like to see more bike packing related content from us, now would be a good time to mention that in the description, because I want to go bike packing. Anyway, so this is the cycle position. So that hip belt is in a slightly different position. The idea being is that when you are forward on the bike, not just presenting to whoever might be going for a walk behind you over there, that the bag sits slightly differently, so it still sits in the small of your back. Feels pretty comfortable, but we will see what it looks like in the other positions, and then you can judge for yourselves. Now we're in position 2, which is the run configuration, which is in the middle of the hip belt adjustment range. This has tilted the hip belt slightly differently, so I can feel from changing those positions that it does sit a little bit higher up, and it means that the pack feels a little bit closer to the body. I haven't made any other adjustments to the pack, so I haven't changed the length of the hip belt or changed the length of the shoulder straps or the compression straps up here. Compression straps? They're not compression straps. The straps up here, the load straps. So I haven't made any adjustments here. I feel like I could probably pull in just a touch more and it would feel a little bit closer to the body, but it does definitely change the position of the hip belt, and it is a noticeable difference. And now into the final of the 3 positions, which is the hike position. So the poppers are in the top 2 slots on this. Can't feel too much of a difference, honestly, between this and the run. It does feel a little bit more secure. Again, I'd probably mess around with the straps a little bit just to get it feeling comfortable. But for myself, I think if I was using this to run with, I'd probably actually use the hike setting, but that's just me, that's my personal preference for it because it feels a bit more locked in. If I was going to fine tune this pack, I'd wait until it was loaded out with something that I'd likely be running with and then make a few tweaks to it. But overall feels pretty comfortable. And then layered on top of those hip fins, because you've got quite wide hip fins again to spread the load. They're not particularly thick with padding, but there is some there, but because they're so wide, they will spread the load over a bigger surface area. You then have the pockets on the side of the Orbiton. So you don't actually get an fully open pocket where you might stash a bottle. On the one side you get a YKK zipped for security pocket that is in that Raptor 4-way stretch mesh with a key clip in the middle for your valuables, so that's more your valuable pocket. And the other pocket that overlays the hip belt where you've actually got your tensioner on top of is a little bit more open. Flip that one back round. So you have access to it both from the back of the pack and the front. So on both sides, you can access the pack to go through. So you can get a small water bottle in here, sort of a smaller narrow bottle. Don't think we can actually demonstrate that in this video right now because I've got a 1 litre Nalgene, which is going to be a little bit chunky to fit in here. But rest assured you can get a smaller, thinner water bottle in there, or a sort of a soft bottle will go in there quite well. But that's also where that harness bottle pocket here will potentially go for a soft bottle, so you've got easy access to it. More akin when you're sort of running with it or possibly cycling, so you've got easier access to it there. Little rundown of the features of the Orbiton 25 to 28. I will just call it the Orbiton because saying 25 to 28 each time seems a bit superfluous. So features of the Orbiton. There are quite a lot of them. Their primary one, and where Montane really want to sort of push you towards, is that adjustable hip belt so that you can change and make it a multi-activity bag. But there are a lot of features beyond that that make it a really versatile pack in general. So we'll start at the front and then work our way around, but we'll also get a few close-up shots in because we know you like those, so you can see it a little bit better. First and foremost, you get a big stretchy mesh pocket on the front, thanks to that Raptor material. There is a little bit of a gusset running along the side here, so that helps with the stretch and increase in capacity. And this pocket here, great for storing a waterproof jacket or anything else that you want for quick access, or potentially storing wet gear so it's not getting sog on everything else on the inside. Down at the bottom of this pocket that's currently tucked away, that we can tuck out, which is useful when you are in cycling mode, is you do have a reflective clip that is also designed to clip a cycle light to. So also potentially useful if you're out trail running further into the evening to make yourself a little bit more visible, but primarily designed as a cycle safety feature because of that reflectivity. When you're not using it, it does just tuck back away nice and neatly and hides in its own little pocket there. You get compression straps on both sides up near the top, that are fully adjustable, and if you have them fully open, then that helps with that extra capacity. And they've got nice, big, easy to use buckles on them. If we look a little bit to the side here, this is where one of those close-up shots might be useful. We have a little zip here running alongside the main zip for our front pocket. And if we open that one all the way around, if I don't fumble and open the other toggle, you get a hidden gusset there that opens out and opens the front pocket out into that extra capacity. So that's where your extra 3 litres officially comes from, but that stretch pocket on the front is also a great expander of that capacity. So if you need that extra space, open up that zip and away you go. When you don't need it, zip it back up and it folds away nice and neatly, almost to the point that it blends in with the other zip so you wouldn't know it was there. But talking of that pocket then behind, got a nice 2-way zip on it, and this pocket does open up nice and big. You've got an internal compression strap, so this is quite useful for the commuters among you. You can potentially use that to store a spare shirt or something like that if you're cycling into work. But it is just generally a useful front pocket, and the fact that it opens nice and big, potentially if you're laying the bag down flat, you can access everything here, and everything is retained behind this elasticated tensioner clip. On the back side then, turn the bag around that way, you then have a mesh pocket with another zip for separation. So just useful for kit organisation, storing easy to access things that you want to know where they are in that pocket there. And he gets the right pocket, right zip. Excellent. Cool. So then moving further around, you then have the main compartment. So big main zip that opens about the same way. Again, this is a stunt rucksack. Right now it's stuffed for the camera, so we've just got Harry's sleeping bag in here. I'm just going to pop that down there. He's going to have a little nap after somewhere, I expect. Inside the main compartment, you have an internal laptop sleeve back here that has a Velcro closure, so it stops it flapping around and open, which will take up to a 15.6-inch laptop. It's quite useful, and it's just a nice feature there, again, for the commuters among us, or if you've got to carry a laptop in anywhere or any length of distance. It's a nice padded laptop sleeve. It is lighter on the padding, but it is still there. If you are concerned about your laptop, you might want to put it in an external laptop sleeve and then slide it in here. In front of that, you've got a little bit of kit organisation. So you've got a sort of lined, almost like a fleecy lining, tablet or mobile phone holder pocket here, which is designed to be anti-scratch. So you pop your phone or tablet in there and hopefully you won't scratch the screen. That's the idea. And then on this side, you've just got 2 organiser pockets there, and then a big main capacity here, which is your main capacity of the bag, but it is split between this pocket here and then the expandable one on the front. On the back side of here, you have yet another pocket. This thing's got a lot of pockets. So you've got another pocket here, which is a little bit smaller. Again, great for organisation, quick and easy grab, because if you've got the pack most of the way closed, you can just dive in that top pocket there. There is one other little funky feature that you might wonder what it is, which is a little value add-on, again for the commuters mostly, but it is quite a useful little feature. You might think why this zip pull is so enormous compared to all the rest. On all the YKK zippers, they're all YKK, but this particular one has got sort of a grey plastic toggle on it that you might wonder what on earth it is. The idea with something like this is actually a phone holder, a little phone stand. Look at that. So that gives you a rundown of the Montane Orbiton 25 to 28. Hopefully over the course of this video we've given you a full rundown of the features and things like that, but if there's anything more you'd like to learn about this pack, there will be a link on screen where you can shop our full range of Montane Orbiton packs, and more specifically this particular creature here. If you've got anything that you would like to say to us down in the comments below, we always appreciate it. We appreciate your feedback, and if there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, pop it down. We also appreciate a like on this video, so if you could like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, it allows us to keep making great content like this. Or if you think we're doing something very wrong, let us know and we can try and fix it, maybe fire Harry or something.
So that's not very nice.
But that about wraps it up from us. I'm going to go and take this on a walk further into the woods now so we can film a few beauty shots with it. We'll see you in the next one. You take care.